What's going down? Man, I'm waiting for this thing to pop up. Man, I just had a. Hold on one second. I just had a Mr. Beast bacon double cheeseburger sandwich. I can only eat half of it, but boy, was it delicious. Oh my God. Oh, if, if you guys have not had a Mr. Beast sandwich, do yourselves a favor and get one. Oh man. Oh, absolutely scrumptious. Delicioso. Delicioso. What's going on, Jer Bear? I'm just telling y'all, man. Oh my God. It was amazing. Rebecca, Jerry, how are you guys? I'm just sitting there ranting and raving that I just had a Mr. Beast burger and it was delightful. Oh, seasoned just right. The fries was trash. But the sandwich itself, oh my lord, yes. Yeah, they have like little pop-up kitchens that make them. And yeah, man, they make Mr. Beast sandwiches, hamburgers, chicken sandwiches, fries. To get it around here, it's over at Twin Creek Markets Theater. And I'm telling you off top, it is delish. Happy Easter, guys. But I don't really know about the chocolate bars, but his burgers are phenomenal. Oh, oh my gosh. Man, if I wasn't on Ozempic, I'd have fucked that sandwich up. But unfortunately, that it only lets you eat so much. So, eh, no, that's what you get. But man, it was delicious. Yes. Um, yeah, I think it was DoorDash or actually Grubhub. Grubhub. Because I've noticed that they don't always have the same menus. I've noticed that they don't have the same weird menus, but yeah, I'm just telling you, delicious. Do yourselves a favor and get one tomorrow. Oh, oh, delish. Anyway, so how are you guys doing today? This fine Easter. Look at this, and you guys are rocking with me on Easter. What did you guys do on Easter with the kids? With Ben and Max? What did you guys do? I would love to know that. My son was asking me, he's like, Dad, what are we doing today for Easter? Same thing we did last year? Nothing? Like, it's so funny. I didn't even remember that it was Easter today. And it's kind of funny because today is 420, as we know. And most people that think about 420 that are in the tree business think about trees, right? The first thought that pops into my mind is that the leader of Germany during the early 1940s, today's his birthday. So for some reason, I always associate 420 with, you know, HH or a AH. I'm just going to say Adolf because that's his birthday as well. 420 is his birthday. And I was talking to Shauna today because she hit me up and wished me wished me a happy Easter. I'm like, oh, thank you. I said, and I asked her, I said, when? And she's like, today. I'm like, oh. She said it's 420. I'm like, yeah, you know it's such and such's birthday, right? She's like, dude, you would know that. She's like, you're the only person who would know that it's his birthday and not remember Easter. That sounds about right. So I'm just saying, if you were a Adolf enthusiast, today's his birthday. So just throwing it out there. Hopefully, so I went to moms and uncles. Okay. Aunts and uncles. Whoa. From Indiana. Okay. My sister showed up. Eventually, we had ham. I love ham. Um, she only said one overtly racist thing, and I didn't even notice anything anti Semitic. So overall, it was a success. Nice. And my mom kept the kids overnight. So Jerry and I are alone. Wow. I'm pretty sure I'm intruding into you guys' personal time. Mommy and daddy time. You guys in a role playing? Tax attorney, being stuck in a building, and my big strappy fireman / EMT has to come and rescue me. You guys ever do that? Because you guys are weird as shit. I could see y'all doing something like that. I'm just throwing it out there. People just now coming in like, what is this? All right. I'm just saying. For some reason that's the first thing that pops into my head. Is weird. I know. I know. I don't know. I don't know why that was the first thing that popped into my head. Sorry. So, oh man, I'm so old and sore. That's funny. She said vanilla is shit. I mean, hey, you know, whatever. Since she's a nun. All right, well, just asking. Just think about that. Anyway, man, thank you guys so much for showing up. Today, we're gonna kind of talk about the recap. Hold on, I see my girl here. Our girl Renita is here. The mad scientist, the future billionaire, the Baker family, the Baker tribe, the Baker farm, the Baker ranch. That's a good. You know what? That has a Yellowstone-ish type of theme to it, doesn't it? The Baker Ranch. I fuck with that ranch. I will go to that ranch. Hold on, 45 minutes. It said we have 45 minutes. It said, there it is. That's all I'm saying. There it is. That's all I'm saying. Right there. We have 45 minutes. I said, I'm hot. And 9 again. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Y'all nasty. Oh, Baker's Acres. Okay. I dig that. Baker's Acres, bro. Thank you. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Baker's Acres. I like that. So anyway, so today, during Ask Fearless, we're going to be recapping season 3. So we're going to kind of touch on everything that we had talked about over the last 10 technically days, and kind of a little bit of Q&A and getting some feedback from you guys, and so we can move on to season 4. Hold on, anytime. Shit, come on now. I got you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take you guys up on that too. Just saying, literally. I'm gonna have to take you up on that. So, but anywho, real fast, let's I'm gonna jump in. As people come in, we'll say what's up to them. But I want to get back to my game tonight. So wrap it up. All right, hold on 1 second and we'll get started. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to Ags Fearless, where all of your dreams will not come true, but your values will. I like that. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. My name is Fearless Cummings, and before we get started, I want to tell you, as you can see on the little uh presentation thing already geared up for you, there's usually a 60 to 90 second. I-29. Okay. Um, there's usually a 60 to 90 second delay in what I see and hear, vice versa. So if you say something to me, or if you see that I put something up or whatever, it's usually 60 seconds after you've already wrote it. So that's when I'll see it. So anywho, let's get started. My name is Fearless Cummings. I appreciate it. I was watching this thing today and was talking about being on live, and it said that out of all of the ways to communicate nowadays, teaching, training, coaching, all that, they said that your live will be the best source of resource of recourse, if you will, because it's live. So if you fuck up, it's live. If you sneeze, if you're clearing your throat, anything, people can actually see it in real time, which basically means that it's not buttered up, it's not doctored, it's not censored for the most part. It's live. And it's so funny because on the stream that I'm using right now, you have an option to go. Let me mute my phone. Sorry, guys. You have an option to either go live or you have an option to record. I have so many things that are recorded that I never uploaded because once I watch or once I shoot, I don't touch it again. And I noticed that about myself. So I just said, you know what? Fuck it. I'd rather just go live. So then everything I want to talk about is already there. I can't take it back because it's live and it's already being recorded. Right. So, like I tell my son about when he's learning certain things, you got to learn about yourself. And that's something I did not know about myself until I started doing these. I would prefer to go live rather than record something. I don't like recording. I'd rather just go live, hit that button, send it out, and it's done. But if I'm recording, I have to go in, I have to edit this, I have to edit that. I'll let somebody else do all that shit later on. Right now, y'all getting the raw dog Hags Fearless. I don't think that's a bad trade off. Just saying. So, anywho, we are again talking about season 3 and what we've learned for the past however many episodes. And clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. This is kind of our thing now. This is our ritual. This is our ritual. We clap for us. We clap for each other. We clap for ourselves. Why do we clap? Because if you don't clap for you, ain't nobody else gonna do it for you. Right? You gotta clap for you first. But today's day 31. Day 31. Like I used to be so weirded out looking at the camera, talking with the microphone and shit. I was so scared. And now look. Like it's so crazy because I bullshit you not. It's crazy because I was so nervous, so scared to do this for years. For years. Scared of the camera. Scared of the camera. It's crazy. But fuck it, we're here now, right? So we got 31 in the can already right now. Technically, we got more, but right now for Axe Fearless, this is what we got. Hold on. Let's see right there. I could have shut off my mic. I didn't. Sorry. Fuck it. Let's keep going. And here's the thing: I don't plan to monetize any of these for a while. So whatever comes out of my mouth comes out of my mouth. So it is what it is. that's neither here nor there. But anyway, so like I said, we're recapping everything that we've talked about, season 3, all that good stuff. Um, oh, dude, do I have my? Oh, there I am. Wow, give me a second. Oh, please. All right, there I am. So, who am I? My name is Fearless Cummings. I'm a life coach, and I've been coaching for about 23 years. Um, the Meta Institute is the school that I attended for my certifications, where I earned my certification in therapeutic coaching, therapeutic, therapeutic, therapeutic coaching, certified practitioner of NLP, certified master practitioner of NLP, certified master hypnotherapist, certified master practitioner of humanistic neuro linguistic psychology. Say that one real fucking fast, right? Anywho, so like anything else, I do come with a warning. And you might be wondering, Fearless, if you're a life coach, why do you come with a warning? Well, for those of you who do not know, if you are easily offended, this program isn't for you. My brother and sister will also let you know exactly what you've won. Stay tuned. Keep reading the little list, you'll see it. Anywho, so here's the thing. If you're not willing to put in the work, if you're not willing to take any accountability, if you're not willing to take a couple risks and learn some new shit, this is not for you. But you know what? If you've fallen off that proverbial character horse or that horse of integrity, you want to jump back on, you want to put the work in, you want to start taking some accountability, then welcome, man. You're at the right place. My brother just says, fuck off. This is why I actually let you know in a couple minutes what you can expect from that as well. Here's my little brother John. Hey, little brother. Right? So this is what we're doing. This is our warning. So for those of you who want to stay in, stay tuned. Let me tell you exactly who I am and what it is that I do. So what do I do versus what do I not do? And vice versa. I'm not here to motivate. I'm not here to motivate you because you don't need motivation. A system, structure, strategy, yes. Motivation, not at all. Inspiration, probably. Discipline, God, yes. Motivation, no. Okay. Number 2, I'm not here to coddle or sugarcoat. What do I mean by that? I'm not here to kiss your ass. Just like I don't want you kissing mine. Okay. Maybe I haven't wiped. I don't know. Number 3, and this to me, this is so important, right? Here's the thing. I can't want it more than you. I had this other thing up there before, but some of the things that I've been going through in my life, talking to different clients about and stuff, I'm starting to really understand this. Like, I cannot want it more than you. If I'm willing to put the work in and you're not, then this relationship's not going to work, right? So to me, the way I look at it is, whoever does the work gets the credit. I'm gonna say that one more time. Whoever does the work gets the credit. So if I'm doing the work for you, then I get the credit for you. If you're doing the work, then you get the credit. You see what I'm saying? Last but not least, I'm not here to fix you because you're not broken. Bent, cracked, fucked up, a little bit, yes. Swipe left, as Rebecca says. Good evening, Yachty. License rep, thank you, sir. Thank you. Jerry's already a step ahead of me. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? But that's what we're here to do. So, what am I here to do? I'm here to give you tools that work. Right? So, excuse me. This whole entire structure, this whole entire presentation, for the most part, webinar, whatever you want to call it, this is a cookie cutter type of thing. Like, everything for the most part is the same. So when I give it to you, giving it to all of you the same exact way. The way that this is not cookie cutter is once you start asking questions, and I can kind of help you based on your question, your dream, goal, aspiration, and or problem. See what I mean? Um, and then we're here to talk about accountability, boundaries, and a constitution, which are basically your principles, morals, ethics, shit like that that you stand on. Feel me? Yeah, that's fine. Welcome. Like everything in life that's worth anything, repetition is key. Anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around this one word, repetition. We are at 31 of 100 videos. 31. You know where it starts? With the first one. Okay. So without further ado, please go grab yourself a pen pad, uh, tablet, iPad, or whatever you want to write on, or type on. It doesn't matter. Whatever you need to focus, please go hurry up and go get that. So if you need some snacks, drinks, grab your dreams, goals, aspirations, problems, whatever you need, so we can write this shit down and figure it out. Okay. Like my girl Jessie always says, if she doesn't like to write, she likes to swipe. So if that's, if you like to use your phone to take notes, then use your goddamn phone or screenshot. That's what I would do. I like to screenshot, but I love to write though too. So, um, Jerry already answered the question. If I were a police officer and I were pulling you over, I'm gonna ask you for three things. And he said, and let's go back up to him. Jerry Bear said, license, registration, proof of insurance, and hello yachty. Which I don't know if the police would know about her, but if they do know about yachty, goddamn, right? But license, registration, proof of insurance, from state to state, city to city, you're gonna always get the same approach if they come to your window. Okay. As a life coach, I'm gonna ask you three questions too, especially before we start working together. Number one, what are your top values? Right? Your values are those things that are very important to you. Right? Top five is the Constitution, your principles, ethics, morals, scruples, and shit you stand on. If you don't have them, that's okay. We can work on that. Right? And then a pledge of ethics to yourself. Right? The reason why we want to know this stuff is we live in a country that's fixated. Excuse me. On having a constitution and stand for this flag. I think that you should stand for yourself. I'm not saying don't stand for the flag. I'm just saying sometimes you got to stand for something a little bit more than that, right? So I'm just saying. So yeah, so that's what I'm gonna ask you for. And without further ado, I think that everything starts with you. So here are mine. I wrote mine up in 2018. Just the top few. Caden, which is my son, family and friends. Reading, learning, teaching, which you see me doing right now. Helping other people find their way and clarify their shit. This is what I do. This is my thing, right? So again, like I said, everything starts with you. This is my constitution. The first thing is to be the best father I can be. Number two is know myself. Never assume anything. Figure it the fuck out. Always ask questions. Technically, I think those are the same. So I might merge those into one. Embrace the journey. And number six, which is my favorite, lead by example, even if I'm by myself. All right. Lead by example, even if I'm by myself. That that's probably, besides being the best father I can be, lead by example is probably my favorite. Other than being the best dad I can be. Just saying. That shit speaks volumes. Right, here's my oath. I'm not gonna give it. I already have, or whatever, but that's some shit that I stand on. That's mine. Right? If you need help with one, I'll be more than happy to help you write yours. I think that my fearless few will also let you know that as well. Before we get started, I'm going to kind of go into our little ritual, but please ask as many questions as you possibly can. Please do, right? Because I'm only here to help. This is my value. This is part of my constitution. Help as much as I can. Okay. Before we get started, for those of you who are new to Ask Fearless. My name is Fearless Cummings. I will be your host and life coach for the evening. I've been coaching for about 23 years. I'm going to give you some tools, tips, and strategies that work for your dreams, goals, aspirations, and or problems. Tonight, we are recapping season 3. We're going to take one last look of all the shit that we've learned for this season before we move to that good shit. This right here is the foundation that everything else that we build on will stand on. Feel me? Of course you do. Here's our cheat sheet, right? Cheat sheet is basically that I want you to know what this is before. So when we get started, if you got to run or go do something, you can click it because you already know what we're going to talk about. Here you go. So I want to, this is all the shit that we've already discussed over the past almost week. How to create a constitution, the ABCs of self-governance, 7 steps to build your constitution, 9 steps to stay in character when life happens, how to break down any problem, how to grieve the life you thought you'd have. I like that one. How to rewire your brain, and what we did yesterday, the currency of character. And here's the thing, we're not going to touch on every single one. Just real quick, hit it, move, hit it, move. Feel me? So before we get started, can I get a hell yeah? Can I get my hell yeah before we get started? Pretty please, sugar on top. Matter of fact, I'll start it off. There it is. Let me see. Can I see myself in here? Look at that. Trial and error say hell yes. Fearless, which is myself. I say hell yeah. Rebecca says hell yes. Jerry says hell yes. Look at that. Renita, my girl, the mad scientist. The Baker Acre Farm. Come on now. Shit, we are ready to go. What about you, Yada? You saying hell yeah too, or you off doing something else? It's okay. We gonna keep running without. With or without, we gotta keep it going. Ms. Yadi said hell yeah too. Thank you, ma'am. All right, so like I said, today we are John. Thank you. What a sly high five. I see you, brother. I see you. So season 3 is it's kind of like I just said, man. It's a recap of everything that we touched on. And for the most part of this is the foundation that everything oh well, look at you. Miss Anya, how are you, dear? Anya Smanya. Anya Bobana. This is guys, say hello to my amazing friend Miss Anya. She is absolutely awesome. Yeah, she was one of the originators of the Two Dads in the Bookstore, man. She was there helping us, man, before we got everything started. She is kind of like she's kind of like my other right hand man, if you will. Anya is amazing. Look at all these people. Oh, Miss Anya, I don't know if you can see everybody saying hi to you, but we're all saying hello, dear. Hello, Miss Anya. Okay, so all right, so let's get started. So number one, how to create your personal constitution. So we've already discussed this that you are a nation, not a victim, and this is kind of coming from my things too, or whatever. But you you govern your life with those laws, not excuses. Um, and that's why we built your code, your values, your principles, and your mission. Regardless of the words that we call it, regardless of what we call it, they're all still the same thing. And a lot of these words are interchangeable. So if I talk about a constitution, that constitution still means values, ethics, morals, scruples. what you basically stand on, the rules and regulations for your life. So Constitution has many different synonyms to it. Values, when we talk about that, um, again, it's connected to your belief system. You see what I mean? Um, Character, integrity, again, are interchangeable, right? Because you can't have one without the other. They all work synergistically together, if that makes sense. Can I get a yes? So again, when we built our personal code, we built those values. But remember, the values came first. Remember, we talked about this early on. What is your top five? What's the five things you love about life? Remember, we talked about that a couple weeks ago. The reason why we talked about that because that shit's so important. You gotta know what that is first before we can move on to other stuff. You see what I mean? If I would have done everything that I was planning to do before, I would have actually started that at the first thing. But I think if I'm not mistaken, the very first episode was an intro, and then the first one was intentions and why they were so important, right? So you guys can always go back to that one too. But let's move to the next one. The ABCs of self-governance. Excuse me, man. That Mr. Beast burger is like, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, what's up, bro? I'm just saying, this is coming like, god damn, right? But the ABCs of self-governance, right? So A is accountability, which is owning everything, right? But you guys know as well as I do that accountability is set up with responsibility. So if accountability is being accountable for my portion over here, responsibility tells me exactly what my portion is, where it starts and where it stops. You see what I mean? And remember, responsibility is what I do. It's an action. As opposed to accountability, accountability is just taking ownership of that action. Responsibility is doing the action. If that makes sense. I think it should. Like boundaries, right? Defining where your limits are. And why is that important? Because you want to know who and what you're letting in to your heart and to your mind. I've had, matter of fact, can I get an eye if you've let some pretty shitty people into your heart and your mind? Well, they just came in and they just wrecked shit. Can I get an eye? Here, matter of fact, I'll go first. Eye. Where people just come in and they just wreck shit. This guy over here named Fearless said was he said I. How many of us have had people come into our lives and wreck us? Didn't give two fucks when they left either. Jerry said I know I have. Yachty said I. Right? So again, now do you understand why is it so important to understand those boundaries and why they're so important? Right? Because a lot of that has to do with our peace and who, like I said before, who and what we allow in. Because sometimes it may not be a who. It could be a what. It could be an issue that ain't got shit to do with you. But because we're walking around virtue signaling, 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 while we're trying to, oh, this is what I got going on. Well, this is what we have going on. Who gives a shit? There's certain things I'm not going to say shouldn't concern you. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying, dude, like, really? Because at the end of the day, the way that our country is at this point, the way that the media is at this point, they want everything to bother you. They want everything to overstep your boundaries. That's why I don't watch a lot of TV. That's why I don't. I treat TV just like I treat certain people. I will fuck with you when I need to. Yeah, I don't want to go to bed with that shit on my mind. You know? Number three is constitution and clarity. Knowing who you are and what you stand for. Those are the three things that we talked about, correct? That's the ABCs of self governance, if you will. Accountability, which you know what that is, boundaries, which we know why we have to have them, and your constitution, which is what you stand for. And again, you stand on this shit whether you're around other people or not. And that's what integrity is, right? Just saying. All right. So number three, we talked about the 7 steps to building your own constitution, which we just touched on that. From identifying your core values, which is your top 5, to crafting your mission statement for the most part, which is your oath. Again, like I said, interchangeable words, right? But then the other thing is defining your non-negotiables. Everybody except for Rebecca said that there's somebody in her family that she would not mind selling off. But everybody else, for the most part, says, you know what? No, this this is a non-negotiable for me. My family's hands off, right? My mental peace is hands off, right? My values are hands off, right? You got to know what those are because if you don't, somebody else will trample all over them. And the problem is that again, if you don't have good boundaries, people are going to think that they can just walk all over you. But don't worry. Season 4, we're going to talk about systems and structures and how to tell people to fuck off respectfully. I mean, literally respectfully. I'm going to give you very simple tips and tools to walk away from people, to voice your opinion, to stay loyal when you need to, ignore shit when you need to, and walk the fuck away when you have to. I'm going to teach you all that. Trust me, that's some good shit. Yachty already know what I'm. Yachty, have you used those tools before? Did they work when I gave them to you? So learn to lead outside before leading others. So again, like I said before, you got to lead. You have to start with you first. That's how all of this works. If you're not willing to start with you can't start with somebody else. You know what I mean? It has to start with you. That's why I show you what my values are, my values, my mission statement, and my principles. I show you what they are when we get started. Because for the people coming in, I want you to know I've been there. This is when I wrote my shit. This is why I wrote my stuff out. Thank you, Miss Anya. She said, I agree with you there, Fearless. Thank you, Miss Anya. If you guys, I don't know if you guys can see her little logo, but if you go to her channel, matter of fact, please do. She's on YouTube. She does not have a Facebook, but her channel is called Hanging with Anya. Just Hanging with Anya. If you guys want to go and check her out, it's cute as shit. But I helped her design her uh her banner, her logo, all of her stuff or whatever. So I'm telling you, you guys are gonna love her. She is funny as shit. So anyway, but like I said, though, all this starts with you, all of it, right? All right. So number 4. All right. So for people just showing up, I know I have to, do my little promo. My name is Fearless Cummings. Welcome to Ags Fearless. Thank you so much for showing up. And right now, what we're doing is we're recapping our last season, so we can move on to the next season. I'm your host and life coach for the evening. Been coaching for about 23 years. And yeah, stay tuned and kind of watch what we're doing. Anywho, thank you, Miss Anya. Um, so the 9 steps to stay in character when life happens. Character is who you are when things fall apart, right? I mean, I'm sure that you guys remember that shit. Um, but again, it's one thing to feel it, it's something totally different, I think, to know what you stand for, to know what your character is, to know that all those aspects of it, because it's like a big ass piece of pie with all these little slivers. And the more of you know, the better you are when shit happens, and you can stand and you can look and say, you know what, okay, I know who I am, I know what my values are, I know what my mission statement is, and I'm going to proceed as followed, right? Again, like I told you, I built mine in my car. So, which sucked, but I would also say, like, one of the best times in my life. I was the most happiest because I didn't have anything. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy because when you don't have anything, nothing for the most part, your priorities shift like nobody's business. You know, like being having nothing is crazy because you would think that that's scary, but that's not, because before you got it, you didn't have it. You only acquired it after you were working, spent a bunch of time away from your house, this and the other. Then that's when you acquired all those things: cars, houses, motorcycles, money, all that stuff, right? But when it's all gone, the scariest thing, and I'll tell you this, the scariest thing about being homeless is not that you don't have anything, it's being alone with yourself. That is the scariest part about being homeless. It's not even the people, because I met some fantastic people. It's like, and oh, I'll give you another little thing, little fun fact. Did you know that majority of the people, I don't want to say majority because then that's a normalization, a large percentage of the people that you find homeless in any particular city, most of them are not from that city. Some of them, on some occasions, aren't even from that state. So if you meet people here in Omaha that are homeless, I would say probably 6 out of 10 of them are from somewhere else. They're not from Omaha. They're not from Nebraska. They're from somewhere else. And the reason why is because people feel, and again, I was homeless for some time, so I know. This ain't what I read. This is what I know. They told me that it's easier to be homeless when nobody knows you. See, people can get to know you here, but you're not from here. So it doesn't really matter. But when you're from here and you're homeless here, that hit different. Did you guys know that? Just saying. I'm telling you, man, when you lose everything and you find you, man, you ain't lost shit. Nothing. Nothing. Just throwing that out there. We built emotional discipline and behavioral consistency. That's what we did. Did we not? How many of y'all, by show of hands, matter of fact, say I, that you actually look at your values constantly a little bit more now? That you look at your constitution a little bit more now? That you look at your mission statement a little bit more now? Here again, I'll start it off. I, because I know I do. I look at that shit a whole lot more than I did before. mainly because I'm in here with y'all. Right? If I wasn't in here with y'all, I probably wouldn't look at it the same way that I did when I was, 31 days ago. I look at it a lot more now because we do this so much, because I see you every day, because we're riding together, hopefully for this next 79 shows, right? Learn how to respond, not react. Right, again, and you only know how to do that for the most part when you know who you are, what you are, why you are, right? And I'll show you how. I'll show you the how starting tomorrow. Trust me, I promise you, y'all gonna love this shit because it's so simple, but it, it'll take you some time to get used to doing it. But you'll start to realize that you've already been doing it. So again, like I said, systems, structures, and strategies tomorrow. That's what season 4 is going to be all about. Just the strategy of what we're doing, how we do it, and why we're doing it. So it's kind of like putting everything together. So yeah. So the next 4 and 5 seasons, actually, well, seasons 4 and 5 are already got them laid out. So the next 20 shows are laid out. See, that's what I'm talking about, right? Right. All right. How to break down any problem. I know you guys remember this because we had fun doing this one, I think. Shit, if we didn't, I did. Identify your root issues, not just the symptoms. Like I said, you can't expect oranges to grow from an apple tree. Now, it's not going to work. If you want apples, you're going to have to go you're going to have to go make another tree. That's how that works. And again, you have to make sure you got the right seeds for the right tree. Right? Because some people, what do? We plug down the oranges, pluck them, and think that, oh, okay, well, next season it's going to produce apples. No, the fuck it's not. Doesn't work like that. Miss Anya, all she does is eat fruits and vegetables. That is it. That woman is 37 years old, and she looks like she's like 18 because she's ripped as shit. Because all she eats is apples, oranges, and fruits. But she's also from Russia, so that happens. Um, so applied structured steps, clarity, gaps, options, as well as small wins. Remember, and I was talking to Jessica about those gaps that we need. If you guys remember, it's that misinformation. So if I have like, hey, I don't know what I'm doing over here, and this is over here, but then over here is understanding. Over here is the answer. That gap right there, that's that misinformation gap. That's the gap that we're talking about here. So, how do we bring this into that? How do we connect those two things? And if you remember, what did I say? I said we have to ask questions, number one. So, we have to ask questions. And then I said you have to know who to ask. Not just that you're asking questions, but who do you ask? And the who is somebody that knows what the fuck they're doing. You don't want to be asking questions to somebody who, number one, has no idea what you're talking about. Because at that point, you're just complaining. I mean, it's not even venting at that point. You're complaining. And when you take accountability, that's not what we do. That's people who lack accountability. That's what they do. We don't do that. Right? And then we built a practical system for that mental clarity. What was it? It's your top 5. How? How do we build that mental clarity? By understanding what those non-negotiables are. By understanding how do you rewire your belief system, right? How do you have a belief and then you dismantle it? When you ask enough questions, you can pick anything apart. And you can believe anything that you wanted to, and you can unbelieve anything you want to if you ask enough questions, right? Just saying. Are you guys still with me? Can I get a hell yeah? Can I get a hell yeah? Because I think we're. She said, yes, I do, my friend. Thank you, Miss Anya. Rebecca. She said, hell yeah. Oh, Jerry. Thank you, sir. Miss Renita. Thank you. John, I don't know if you're still here, but get a hell yeah. Still gonna get started, but still, me a hell yeah. So, how to grieve the life you thought you'd have. I know you guys remember that one, Yachty. Thank you, ma'am. Like we said before, honored the death of our old dreams. There's nothing wrong with dreaming shit. There's nothing wrong with thinking about, man, I wonder if. Nothing wrong with it. At least I don't think so. Right? It's when you it's when that becomes your it's when it becomes your life. Then that's the problem. When it becomes your life, that's the problem. When you're so consumed about the past that you're not here in the future, the present or the future, because you keep thinking about what you did back then, right? Could you imagine? I'm gonna get a bit morbid here. I'm gonna get a bit morbid. Could you imagine being 40 years old, 50, 60 years old, and you're thinking about a young girl that you went to high school with? And let's say it was your first time that you've ever, whatever. And let's say there was a bunch of young ladies at that time that you would have just loved to be with, right? And again, you're 40, 50, 60 years old. First and foremost, I'm going to be honest with you. That's weird as shit that that's all you would think about, because if you're that age, you're thinking about children. Regardless of what they look like today, you're thinking about them then. You see what I'm saying? You see that look on my face that, bro, come on, let's get it together. That's all I'm saying. Come on now. Get that shit together. Ain't nothing wrong with, oh yeah, I used to mess with such and such. But talking about it and going in on it, and that's just weird. Keep it moving. Okay? Just saying. It's weird. Thank you. Man, she's funny. Um, okay, so separated identity from outcome. So what we're doing is um we're separating the person from the situation within itself, right? If you remember, one of the things that Dr. Martin Luther King said during the 60s and the civil rights and stuff is that when somebody asks him, like, how does he feel about the people that doing all kinds of shit to him, he said, I don't like what they're doing, but I still love them. Powerful shit. You know, you have every reason to hate motherfuckers, but he's like, nah, like them. And that he's the one who I got this idea from, where you have to separate the person from their behavior, and that is very hard for us to do, including me, including me. But that's something I'm trying to work on as well. Like I said, I'm not perfect by any means, but fuck, I'm trying. I'm trying. Right? Gain peace by rewriting the vision. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, like, if you want to do something, I don't see anything wrong with rewriting where you want to be or whatever. But I still think though that your dream or your goal needs I think it needs room to breathe, right? I think that if you're not doing something in the pursuit of that, then what the fuck are you doing? I remember I told you guys about a song when we started this thing, and it's by Zola Jesus. I'm gonna put her name in so you guys know who I'm talking about. And it's weird, but the song is Wise Blood. And to me it's an amazing song. Um, but the hook is, if it doesn't make you stronger, doesn't make you wiser, doesn't make you live a little bit, what are you doing? And I always thought like, man, that is, and it has like this melodic like sound to it. I mean, it's a beautiful song. And but think about that. If it doesn't make you stronger, doesn't make you wiser, doesn't make you live a little bit, then what are you doing? And again, that's not talking about what you did 20, 30, 40 fucking years ago. We're talking about today, right here, right now. What's making you stronger? What's making you wiser? What makes you live a little bit? Because otherwise, what are you doing? Right? So I think that if you're going to gain peace by rewriting your vision, rewrite the, rewrite the best shit that you can write, but then go after it. Right? And my final thought on wrapping this up, there's this thing I want to read to you because I just finished this book, um, The Circus Train, and it's a good book. Don't get me wrong. Hey, Jessica. Hey, what's going on, Jess? Hey, Anya's here. Anya's here. But then what was I? Damn, what was I? I'm gonna read this thing, whatever. So I got to page 368. It was a good book. Don't get me wrong. But I read that whole book just to get to this part. And I was like, oh my God, it was so good. But don't trip. I'm going to read that shit to you. I'm going to read that to y'all because it was so good. Um, okay, so I think we got that. All right, so number 7, how to rewire your brain. I know you guys remember this one. We don't react to reality, we react to our map of reality. And remember, our map is what you believe reality is. That's why two people can go and experience the same thing. One person loved it, one person does not. Two people can go through the system together. One person says how the state destroyed me. The other person said, man, I loved every bit of that. Wouldn't want to go through it again, but I appreciate everything I went through. Obviously, you know what side of the fence I stood on, right? So again, you create the shit as you go along, I think, right? At least I think so. I'm not saying that other people haven't had horrible shit happen to them. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you have the choice to choose how you reframe that shit. And I think sometimes we forget that we do have choice. We do have options. And don't trip, that's what season 4 will be based on. Um, so learn how beliefs filter our experiences. You all know now how our beliefs, um, you all know how our beliefs influence our integrity, our character, our principles, and our values. You all know that shit now. So anytime you meet somebody whose whose values are just shit, you know exactly what it is. Ain't your values, it's your belief system. Because that's where everything stands on. That's what everything's based off of. You cannot, and listen to what I'm telling you, you cannot have a principle, you cannot have a value, you cannot have integrity without beliefs. It doesn't work like that whatsoever at all. That's almost like saying that you can have a human without a heart. And I don't mean that, I mean a physical heart. It doesn't work like that. Once that heart starts coming, that's what everything works off of. Everything works off of it. If you have troubles breathing or something, it's usually there somewhere, right? I know because I've had to go through the shit. Okay. But that's how your beliefs get filtered through all of that stuff. Your beliefs come first. Everything else after that comes second or third or fourth or fifth. But your belief system comes first. Okay. So after we started rewiring our mental map to match our desired outcome. So if I say that this is my dream, my goal, my aspiration, this is what I want, it needs to be congruent with what you stand for, your belief system, and where your values are. If it does not, you are being incongruent. You cannot say that this is the life that I want, but yet and say you still at the house watching YouTube videos and Instagram videos of Instagram models clapping their cheeks. You're not gonna get that far. Or watching cat videos, or watching weird videos of people in wheelchairs and little people doing weird shit. I'm just saying, I watch a lot of weird stuff, but at some point, I had to stop and get to work. Right? There's nothing wrong with watching all that stuff in moderation. You feel me? I know Jessica over there laughing her ass off. I know she over there laughing her ass off right now. It's all good though. Bonus. Last night we talked about the currency of character. Every choice is a deposit or withdrawal within who we are. So if we're looking at this from a monetary standpoint, every deposit you make, every withdrawal that you make is based on adds or subtract to your integrity, your character, your principles of who you are, and what you represent. So when you let people overstep your boundaries, are you adding or subtracting? You would say subtracting, correct? Hell yes. Every time that you don't want to do something, you say yes. Are you adding or subtracting? Subtracting. See what I mean? If it's not going to help you in some way, if it doesn't benefit you, and I don't mean benefit as in like I only do shit because when it benefits me. But what I'm saying is that if you're yes, if you actually want to say no and you say yes anyway, again, like Jessica says, and I agree with this 100%, everything is situational. But a lot of the times, if you don't want to do something and you do it because somebody else wants you to, then you're not being organically true to yourself. And at some point, you're going to resent saying yes to them, and then you're going to get upset with them. And technically, you shouldn't be upset at all because you said that you would do it. So, like we talk about in accountability, one of those things in there um, um, is to be liable. Liable means what? Watch what comes out of your mouth. That's something that we do. That's part of your responsibility. Ain't nobody making you say yes. Okay? Just saying. We broke down integrity like it was a financial statement. You know what that is now. Anytime you're doing something that goes against your dreams, that goes against your values, your principles, or your mission statement to yourself, you're going against you. You're taking money out of you, out of that savings account that you're building up. You might say, well, I'm just sacrificing. No, you're not. Now you're lying. If you ask Jessica She'll tell you I save 10 to 20% of anything that comes into my. Anytime I make money, 10 to 20%, I take it off the top automatically, no matter what. Miss Ange is usually with me in the mornings when I go to the bank and go do that. I pay myself first every time, not sometimes, every time, no matter what. If I got $10, I'm taking 10 cents out or 20 cents because that's 20% of that. $10. No, that's $2. Yep, two. Sorry, right? Taking $2. That's mine. Put that shit somewhere else. Bills and all that other stuff will come out with the rest of that $8. When I was homeless, guess what I used to do? I would work at temp services, and I would work at temp services. I would get my check either that day or Friday, but I would always take 10% of everything that I made, and I would go to a bookstore and go buy myself a book. That's how I would treat myself. I have much else to look forward to. That's how I would do it. That's what gave me my sanity back. Right? That's what you do. We learn how to build our character credit that buys us peace. I can sleep at night because I know I ain't did shit to nobody. I can sleep better at night because I know that I stood tall. I was solid as fuck. I mean, if a person asks, was I ever loyal or disloyal? Shit, there ain't no smut on my jacket at all. Can't nobody say that I said something behind somebody's back that I couldn't first say it to their face. Nobody could say I never asked that, hey, where you at? So I could pull up on you so we can have a conversation. Can't nobody say that. Can't nobody ever say that, hey, I sent a text message like, hey, can we talk? Because like I've called you a couple times and like it seems like we have a problem. How can we sit you? How can we fix this? Person can't ever say that I haven't done that. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to being a solid ass dude, like, and again, like I said, I'm not trying to be confrontational by no means, but my word means something to me. Other people's word may not mean shit. Mine does though. And that's what that integrity is. That's what the values are. That's what character is. I got certain people that they stay away from me because they know as soon as I see them, homie, like we got some shit to talk about, folks. We got some shit to talk about. You know, and I ain't trying to, I'm not no G, not a gangster. I'm almost 50 fucking years old with a child. So again, like now we not doing any of that. But to sit down and have a conversation with a man, yeah, all day long, every day, right? Especially if I have a problem with you, right? So anyway, um, so this is again our little cheat sheet, take a pick, all that stuff, whatever. I want to read something. I want to read something to you guys before we get out of here because, like, man, this shit was it was so good that I was like, dude, I gotta read this. Like, and this is the book I was talking about, the Circus Train. But let me read this right quick. Let me God, probably read better than this. I don't have the bifocals on these ones, so I can see the computer just fine. But reading, it's fucking trash. Got my other ones up here? No, I don't. Let's say, okay, I think that should be good. Okay, so it says, so what's the risk if we don't do anything? And it says that at this point, we will never have enough proof of anything. Where do we draw the line? The professor asked. When Lena didn't answer, he continued. Each decision that we make, no matter how mundane, involves an element of chance. Everything from the food that we eat to the relationships that we enter into to the jobs that we pursue We all calculate the pros and cons and then make the best decision we can using the information that we have. It's the same with medicine. You can weigh out the benefits and the risk all you want, but at some point you have to dive in and hope that the odds are in your favor. Now it continues on. It says, um, "What I'm saying will go." He said, "What I'm saying will go against majority of the stuff that you're training is going to embark on. No matter how much you learn from these tech, and he picked up these textbooks, you will inevitably be faced with real life situations that you cannot prepare for. After 30 years of practicing medicine, the only thing I know for certain is that in the absence of evidence, we have to have blind faith. That will be the difference and difficult for many of you to fathom because we're so used to the processes and procedures and moving from point A to point B, knowing what the end is going to be. But the truth of the matter is, progress in medicine, progress in anything cannot exist without ambiguity and risk. Try or don't try, the time will pass anyway." I thought that was so good. And I had to read all of this to get to that one part. And that's the reason why I love to read, right? I just like fuck love that shit. Right. But whether you do or don't, time's gonna pass no matter what. Right. And if you really think about everything that I'm doing here, it's about giving you some tools and strategies. Like I said, that work for the most part. But none of this is gonna work if you don't put forth some type of action towards it. None of it. It can sound good, but until you put it in practice, you're never gonna know. So anyway, let me ask you before we leave, which one of these eight resonated with you guys the most? Which one of these eight resonated with you guys the most? Huh. I'm looking at them and I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have to say 1 through 9. Oh, actually 1 through 8. Sorry. Like I love them all because mainly because I wrote them or whatever. But like yeah, here's the thing. There was a bunch of different things that I wanted to talk about that I did not talk about. There was a bunch of different things that I wanted to talk about, but I did not because I didn't think that it was kind of off the beaten path of what we were working on. It was off the beaten path of what we were working on. I do like the number 4 though. I will say that, and number 5, and then yeah, I get. I think they're like kids, you know. Like, can you really ever say that you like one kid more than the other? I like them all for different reasons, but staying in character when life happens, like that was a big one for me. How to break down problems, how to go talk to somebody, who to talk to. How do you know that this is the person to talk to about it? How to grieve the life that you wanted. I get that, but rewiring your brain, that's about a belief system. I love that one. Number 8 is amazing too. And again, like I said, I wanted to technically we were supposed to do that one yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. No, no. Well, I guess we did do that one yesterday. We were supposed to recap yesterday. So technically, the currency of character was supposed to be today for season 4. But I just had to throw it in there because I wanted to close it out. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to kind of close that one out. So, but yeah, what about you, Jerry? Which one did you like the best? Are you still with us, Jessica? Which which training or which I think I'm gonna call these something else. I don't know what. Which one did you like the best? John, you may have to go back and go watch some shit though, my guy, because I don't know if you'll um Jerry is out already. Of course he is. You don't warm out, Rebecca. I was sitting there talking about you guys' role playing stuff. I was just joking. Y'all made it real. She said Jerry is knocked out. They said I ain't got the kids today. I'm out. Miss Yachty said all of them. What about you, Jessica? Which one did you like? I think you were here for most. Miss Yachty said all of them. Thank you, ma'am. He said, bruh, I was reading a book for 45 minutes, no role playing or Jerry involved. That was funny. I got you now. Hey, matter of fact, what are you reading, Rebecca? What are you reading? I think you had said something about that before. Yeah, I want to know what you guys are reading. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna start asking that question when we get started. What are you reading? I'm gonna start asking that. That. What about you, Renita? I haven't heard much from you with this. Are you still working? Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I have that. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. My favorite part is that where you mention me twice. That's what I like about this. I told you guys, dude, Miss Anya is funny as shit. Like I'm not bullshitting. Chris is her boyfriend. Said Fearless Chris loves your show. Thank you guys. Thank you. They're going to Cabo in December. They're going to Cabo. Christopher is one of those guys that I didn't really too much care for him at first, but that dude, he showed me something, man. Like I love the way he takes care of my friend. Love it. Love the way he takes care of her. I don't think I've ever seen a man take care of their woman the way that matter of fact, no, my uncle. So they're the only two people I've ever seen for the that I've seen take care of their women the way that they do. That shit's inspiring. Not even gonna lie to you. Inspiring. So good job, Christopher. I'm shouting you out, sir. Good job. That man will work 2 or 3 jobs if he could to make sure that he keeps that woman happy. Dead ass, no joke. Hold on, Renita said, I found the whole topic interesting. Yeah, I'm printing. Of course you are. Renita is our mad scientist, always working on something. I love it. But all right, guys. Like I told you, I was gonna try to get you guys out of here a little earlier. I thought that it'd be 20 minutes before, but it is what it is. Season 4, systems and structures. I promise you, is going to be fun. I promise, promise, promise. I'm going to teach you guys some really cool strategies. Okay. Miss Anki says I'm still reading Lord of the Ring Fellowship, getting closer to book number 2, which is a part of the still the same Lord of the Rings books. I know. So, but anyway, guys, again, man, today, episode 31, season 3. Is it season 3? Yeah. Tomorrow, season 4. So, no, I think season 4 is today. Yeah, I think season 4 today. Because this is kind of the recap of 3. So, anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. And like I always tell you, man, dream big. See you guys.